This is VOA News via remote. I'm Diane Roberts. U.S. President Joe Biden Thursday warned his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, of a tough U.S. response to any invasion of Ukraine, while the Kremlin leader said anti-Moscow sanctions would be, quote, a colossal mistake, end quote. After a 50-minute phone call, their second in just over 3 weeks, both presidents indicated support for further diplomacy on the tense standoff between Russia and Western-backed Ukraine. Putin was pleased overall with the talks, his foreign policy advisor told reporters. A senior U.S. official who spoke on condition of anonymity said the tone was serious and substantive. But there was no disguising the depth of disagreement or the dangerously high stakes on the fringes of Eastern Europe ahead of in-person negotiations between high-ranking Russian and U.S. officials January 10th. Mr. Biden's press secretary said in a statement that the president, quote, made clear that the United States and its allies and partners will respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine, end quote. The Congressional Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol Thursday urged the Supreme Court to deny a request by former President Donald Trump to shield some of his White House records. In a written brief, the committee asked the High Court to leave in place a lower court ruling that cleared the way for investigators to see telephone records, visitor logs, and other documents for the closing weeks of Trump's presidency. The committee has said it needs the requested materials to understand the role Trump may have played in fomenting the riot. More than 100 police officers were injured during the multi-hour onslaught by Trump's supporters. This is VOA News. The United Kingdom recorded another daily record Thursday of COVID-19 infections, government data showed, driven by the new Omicron variant. While the government has said Omicron may be more mild, it is also more transmissible, and surging infections have caused widespread disruption, with train companies canceling services due to a lack of staff and Premier League soccer matches being called off. Separate data also showed that the number of hospital beds occupied by confirmed COVID-19 patients in English hospitals has risen by more than 4,000 in the last week. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Thursday people should avoid traveling on cruise ships, regardless of vaccination status, following an increase in onboard COVID-19 cases. The CDC raised its COVID-19 travel health notice level for cruise ships to 4, its highest warning level, from 3, citing reports of COVID-19 outbreaks on cruises. The health agency has investigated or started an investigation into COVID-19 cases on more than 90 ships. A preliminary South African government study published Thursday showed a booster of the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine was 85% effective in preventing hospitalization from the Omicron variant. The South African Medical Research Council compared 69,000 healthcare workers who received 2 doses of the vaccine against a group of people who were unvaccinated. 6 troops from Nigeria and Niger were killed by Islamic State West Africa province militants during an operation this month, a joint military force said Thursday. ISWAP, which split from Boko Haram 5 years ago and pledged allegiance to Islamic State, has been fighting troops from Benin, Cameroon, Chad, Nigeria, and Niger in the Lake Chad region. A multinational joint task force comprising soldiers from Nigeria and Niger had targeted Islamist insurgents near Lake Chad Basin, but met strong resistance and came under fire, an MTJF spokesperson said in a statement. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro rejected an offer of aid from Argentina, saying Thursday that his country did not need the assistance dealing with deadly floods that have affected broad swaths of the country's northeast and killed dozens. His comments drew a quick rebuke from the governor of hard-hit Bahia State, who said local authorities would welcome help from any nation and that foreign countries should feel free to contact the state directly. So far, at least 24 people have died and tens of thousands have been left homeless as record rains pounded parts of the Northeast. Via remote, Diane Roberts, VOA News.